Viper was born in 1976 in the United States. Little is publicly known about her childhood, family, or personal background, as she remained a private individual who rarely gave interviews or shared personal details. This air of mystery became part of her identity later on, making her one of the more enigmatic figures of her era. Growing up in the late 1970s and 1980s, Viper came of age during a period of dramatic cultural change. The rise of punk, metal, and alternative subcultures influenced fashion and beauty standards in ways that were far removed from mainstream expectations. Tattoos, piercings, and athletic physiques began to gain visibility in music, fashion, and underground art scenes. These cultural shifts would eventually shape her image and career path. Entry into entertainment. By the mid-1990s, Viper entered the entertainment industry, at a time when new technology was transforming how media was produced and consumed. The VHS boom of the 1980s had given way to the DVD revolution, and audiences were beginning to access material in different ways, with the internet also emerging as a new distribution channel. Viper's early appearances quickly caught attention. She was not the archetypal performer of her time. She stood out for her tattoos, toned physique, and alternative look. Her persona carried an air of rebellion that resonated with fans who were looking for something outside the polished, conventional style that dominated much of the industry. Her chosen stage name, Viper, perfectly encapsulated her image. It suggested danger, sharpness, and allure, a fitting match for the bold energy she brought to her performances. Rise in popularity. Viper's popularity grew steadily through the late 1990s and early 2000s. She appeared in numerous productions, often cast in roles that highlighted her edgy style and strong screen presence. While some performers built their careers on soft glamour or classic beauty, Viper thrived on intensity and individuality. Her tattoos, uncommon among many of her contemporaries, became part of her signature look. They marked her as different, aligning her with alternative subcultures that were becoming increasingly influential at the time. Fans admired not only her performances but also her authenticity, the sense that she wasn't conforming to a mold but instead embracing who she was. This authenticity helped her build a loyal following. She became particularly admired among audiences who gravitated toward performers with an alternative aesthetic, proving that there was room in the industry for different forms of beauty and expression. Style and persona. Viper's persona was defined by a blend of strength, independence, and raw energy. She projected confidence in every role she took on, embodying a type of power that was both physical and psychological. Her tattoos and athletic build symbolized rebellion against traditional standards. While many performers sought to present themselves as polished and conventionally glamorous, Viper leaned into an image that was grittier, tougher, and more uncompromising. This made her stand out not just visually, but culturally, at a time when alternative subcultures were beginning to merge with mainstream entertainment. For many fans, Viper represented a break from predictability. She was unapologetic, bold, and different. This gave her a lasting identity that continues to resonate long after her career slowed down. The industry in the 1990s and 2000s. To understand Viper's impact, it's important to consider the broader entertainment landscape of the 1990s and early 2000s. This was an era defined by technological change. DVDs made productions more accessible, and the internet was beginning to disrupt traditional distribution. Culturally, the rise of alternative music, tattoo culture, and extreme sports reshaped ideas of what was considered attractive or glamorous. Stars like Viper, with a strong and tattooed appearance, fit neatly into this cultural evolution. She wasn't just a performer, she was a symbol of how entertainment was expanding to embrace new styles and aesthetics. In many ways, she helped pave the way for later generations of performers who would embrace alternative beauty, body art, and individuality as part of their professional identity. Later career and transition. By the mid-2000s, Viper's appearances began to decline. Like many performers of her era, she stepped away from the spotlight, choosing to live more privately. Her decision to withdraw added to her mystique, as fans often wondered what became of her after her career. While she no longer remained an active presence in the industry, her name continued to carry recognition among collectors, enthusiasts, and fans who remembered her unique contributions during the late 1990s and early 2000s. Legacy. Viper's legacy lies in her role as a cult figure who embodied individuality and rebellion in an industry often driven by conformity. She proved that alternative looks could achieve mainstream recognition and that performers didn't need to fit a narrow mold to succeed. Her tattoos, athletic build, and fierce persona were ahead of their time. Today, performers with body art and alternative styles are common, but in the 1990s, Viper helped break down those barriers. She expanded the boundaries of what audiences found appealing, making space for a more diverse range of performers. For her fans, Viper remains an icon of authenticity, someone who carved out her own space, stood out in her era, and left a lasting impression even without a long or highly public career.